Pauley Perrette's bold new chapter, Why the NCIS Star is Done with Acting. In a candid revelation, former NCIS star Pauley Perrette opens up about her decision to step away from the spotlight 4 years ago and why she's embracing a career change instead. After years of playing fan favorite Abby Ciuto, Perrette reflects on her journey and shares the surprising reasons behind her retirement from acting. Discover what this beloved actress is focusing on now, and why her new path might just be the most fulfilling yet. Don't miss the full story behind her inspiring transformation. Hey, lovely viewers, welcome to our channel Shows Update. Why NCIS alum Pauley Perrette doesn't want to return to acting. NCIS actress Pauley Perrette explained her decision to retire from acting 4 years after stepping away. In 2020, the NCIS star announced that she would officially retire from acting after spending over 2 decades in television. And 4 years later, she is still standing firm on her choice. "I'm not ungrateful for the benefits that it gave to me," Pauley, 55, told Hello! In an article published October 1. "But I'm a different person now and I want to be here for it, the good and the bad and the painful. I want to be me all the time, and it takes a good amount of courage for me to say that to myself, but it's authentically how I feel." Pauley's acting career took off in 2003 when she joined NCIS as Abby Ciuto, the forensic scientist at the Criminal Investigation Headquarters. During her time on the series, she worked alongside Mark Harmon, Michael Weatherly, David McCallum, Sasha Alexander and Cote de Pablo. Pauley's final episode aired in 2017. Following her character's departure, the almost famous actress appeared in the pilot for Broke on CBS in 2019. That same year, after allegations of violence on set surfaced about her former co-star Mark Harmon, Pauley publicly declared that she would not return to NCIS and was safe on the set of Broke. For his part, Mark has never publicly spoken about the allegations against him. "No, I am not coming back. Ever. Please stop asking. I am terrified of Harmon and him attacking me. I have nightmares about it," Pauley wrote online. "I have a new show that is safe and happy. You'll love it." However, in 2020, Pauley took to social media to announce that she was officially walking away from Hollywood altogether. And today, she's focused on the things that feel real to her and provide a healthy outlet to escaping her problems: documentaries. "At this point in my life, I have this deep need to find authenticity in everything, and being an actor, especially at certain points in my life, was a great escape. It's like a drug because I didn't have to be me. I could be somebody else," she told Hello! "My character didn't have all of the problems that I was having." She continued, "It's why I only watch documentaries. I want the truth. For me, going back to being an actor would be taking away from this life of true authenticity that I'm living 100% of the time." Keep reading for more stars who said goodbye to Hollywood. Ian Somerhalder. The Vampire Diaries alum hasn't sunk his teeth into a new role since Netflix's 2019 series V-Wars. Instead, the dad of 2, with wife Nikki Reed, has dug a little deeper into a passion project, namely his mission to combat climate change by improving the world's soil. "I stepped away from acting a little over 4 years ago to raise my kids, build my companies and get these films launched," Somerhalder told E! News in November of launching the 2020 documentary Kiss the Ground and its newly released follow-up Common Ground, each detailing the need for regenerative farming. When he looks years down the road, he continued, "I will be a rancher and building legacy brands, whether it's my bourbon or my health and wellness company, and the regenerative agriculture and healthy soil management practices that I live by and our family lives by. That's where my life was going. So when people say, 'Why do you care?' That's why I care. Because that's who I am, that's what I'm going to become." Evangeline Lilly. The Ant-Man and the Wasp star announced she's taking an indefinite hiatus from acting after 20 years in the industry. "I am so filled with joy and contentment today as I live out my vision," Evangeline wrote on Instagram June 3rd. "I feel so grateful for my blessings. Stepping away from what seems like the obvious choice, wealth and fame, can feel scary at times, but stepping into your dharma replaces the fear with fulfillment." But she isn't necessarily shutting the door either, adding, "I might return to Hollywood one day, but, for now, this is where I belong." Jeanette McCurdy. On a February 2021 episode of her podcast Empty Inside, the iCarly alum told guest Anna Faris that she decided to stop acting a few years back and is now focused on opportunities in writing and directing, in addition to hosting the podcast. "My experience with acting is, I'm so ashamed of the parts I've done in the past," revealed Jeanette, who detailed her experience in her 2022 memoir I'm Glad My Mom Died. "I resent my career in a lot of ways. I feel so unfulfilled by the roles that I played and felt like it was the most cheesy, embarrassing. I did the shows that I was on from like 13 to 21, and by 15, I was already embarrassed. My friends at 15, they're not like, 'Oh, cool, you're on this Nickelodeon show.' It was embarrassing." Though she hasn't totally written off a second act. "I do feel like only through writing the book have I gotten to a place where I think there might be a way of exploring acting that doesn't carry that baggage that I carried with me for so long," she told E! News in October 2022. "Maybe if I write something for myself. I think that'd really be maybe one of the only ways I could kind of try exploring it again." Meghan Markle. "This felt like something of a no-brainer. If we had a shot to marry Prince Harry, dedicate our life to the philanthropic causes that matter most to us and gain access to the Queen's impressive collection of tiaras, bidding ta-ta to Tinseltown would feel like an okay sacrifice." Following in the path Grace Kelly took from Hollywood to the Palace of Monaco, Markle left behind her home in Toronto, and her breakout role on Suits, for a life in the firm. Though, now that she and Harry have shed their senior roles, she's edging back into the business thanks to their new multi-year. Cameron Diaz. Having made upwards of 40 movies since her debut in 1994's The Mask, the actress was long overdue for a break when filming wrapped on 2014's Annie. "I just decided that I wanted different things out of my life," she explained to pal Gwyneth Paltrow of her ultimate act of self-care. "I had gone so hard for so long, working, making films, and it's such a grind. When you're making a movie, it's a perfect excuse, they own you. You're there for 12 hours a day for months on end and you have no time for anything else." And there was plenty more she'd like to explore. From writing, she followed up her 2013 New York Times bestseller The Body Book with 2016's The Longevity Book, to starting a family with husband Benji Madden. But while she confessed to InStyle in 2019, "I don't miss performing. Right now I'm looking at the landscape of wellness and all that." Apparently she could be swayed into making at least one encore. Terrence Howard. The actor insisted there'd be no encore after he finished his 5-year run on Empire. When Extra asked the Oscar nominee about his future ahead of the musical drama series' 6th and final season in 2019, he responded, "Oh, I'm done with acting. I'm done pretending." And though he returned to set for a handful of projects, he again announced his plans to quit acting while promoting his Peacock series The Best Man, the final chapters in 2022. "I've gotten to the point where now I've given the very best that I have as an actor," he told ET. "Now I'm enjoying watching other new talent come around, and I don't want to do an impersonation of myself." Jack Gleason. Once his time as King Joffrey came to a sudden, purple-faced end in 2014, the then 21-year-old told, "Ew." He was getting out of the game. "I've been acting since age 8, the Game of Thrones star explained of his decision. "I just stopped enjoying it as much as I used to. No longer a child star, a bit of the magic had worn off. Now there's the prospect of doing it for a living, whereas up until now it was always something I did for recreation with my friends, or in the summer for some fun, he continued. I enjoyed it. When you make a living from something, it changes your relationship with it. It's not like I hate it, it's just not what I want to do. But after a 6-year break, he may just be ready to resume his reign, joining the cast of BBC's upcoming series Out of Her Mind. Phoebe Cates. When Fast Times at Ridgemont High's dream girl, Jennifer Aniston took on her part in September's virtual table read, with fellow actor Kevin Kline in 1989, they agreed to alternate so that we're never working at the same time. He told Playboy of their plan to care for son Owen and daughter Greta, a singer who now goes by the stage name Frankie Cosmos. However, he continued, whenever it's been her slot to work, Phoebe has chosen to stay with the children. Though she made a cameo in pal Jennifer Jason Leigh's 2001 indie The Anniversary Party, Cates devotes most of her time to operating her New York City boutique Blue Tree. Rick Moranis. At the height of his Ghostbusters and Honey, I fame, the 80s star stepped away from filmmaking not long after his wife passed away from breast cancer in 1991 to focus on raising his kids Rachel and Mitchell. Though he hasn't had a live-action role since 1997, even passing on a cameo in Paul Feig's 2016 Ghostbusters remake, he's remained a treasured cultural icon, as evidenced by the outrage over reports that he'd been assaulted while walking in New York City October 1st. Thankfully there's good news for fans, he'll make his triumphant return alongside Josh Gad in the forthcoming Disney reboot Shrunk. Lily Sobieski. Once she wed fashion designer Adam Kimmel in 2010, the Never Been Kissed standout hinted that she was maybe kinda done with movies. 90% of acting roles involve so much sexual stuff with other people, and I don't want to do that, she explained to Vogue. It's such a strange fire to play with, and our relationship is surely strong enough to handle it, but if you're going to walk through fire, there has to be something incredible on the other side. Her decision was solidified after son Martin joined older sister Louisanna in 2014. I don't do movie stuff anymore. I am totally an outsider. I am just a mom and an outsider, she noted to Us Weekly at a 2016 event, explaining that she helps Kimmel with his business and paints on the side. I am just focused on my kids. I think that's mainly why I stopped. Portia de Rossi. She'd done Ally McBeal and Nip/Tuck. Then Arrested Development and finally Scandal when the Aussie realized that maybe she was ready to turn the dial. I was approaching 45 and I just kind of was wondering, is there something that I could tackle now that I've never done before that would be really challenging and different, she explained on wife Ellen DeGeneres' eponymous talk show in 2018. I kind of knew what acting would look like for me for the next 10, 20 years, so I decided to quit and start a business. Her consumer art company, General Public, already a work in progress, she had just one piece to finish. I called Mitch Hurwitz, who's the creator of Arrested Development, and I said, if there is a season 5, I won't be doing it because I quit acting. And he seemed really understanding and he totally got it. We had a great conversation, and then he wrote me into 5 episodes. Daniel Day-Lewis. To be fair, once you've won 3 Academy Awards, what's left to accomplish? Shortly after receiving his 6th Oscar nod for his final film, 2017's Phantom Thread, the thespian had his rep issue a statement informing fans that he will no longer be working as an actor. He is immensely grateful to all of his collaborators and audiences over the many years. This is a private decision and neither he nor his representatives will make any further comment on this subject. Bridget Mendler. The Good Luck Charlie alum took a step back from the spotlight in 2018 when she began pursuing a master's degree from MIT, later earning a PhD from the institution. She's also pursuing a law degree from Harvard Law School. And as if that weren't enough, Bridget also launched her own startup Northwood Space, which aims to build ground satellite stations to help send and receive data from space, which she became CEO of in February 2023. Former NCIS star Pauley Perrette reveals career change after quitting acting. Former NCIS star Pauley Perrette has opened up in a rare interview about her retirement from acting and why she has no interest in returning to the silver screen. Speaking to Hello Magazine, Perrette said she will never again return to acting, even though she is not ungrateful for all the benefits that it gave me. But I'm a different person now, and I want to be here for it, the good and the bad and the painful, she continued. I want to be me all the time, and it takes a good amount of courage for me to say that to myself, but it's authentically how I feel. Perrette is best known for playing forensic scientist Abby Ciuto on NCIS from 2003 to 2018. Following her exit from NCIS, she landed the lead role of Jackie in the CBS sitcom Broke. However, Broke was cancelled after one season in. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.